With early voting getting underway, we wanted to talk to a representative from the Catawba County Board of Elections about the voting process, and David Hood has been kind enough to join us and answer some questions. And the first question I'll ask you, Mr. Hood, is if you are not registered to vote, or maybe you don't know whether you're registered or not, is there still time to do that?
Yes, but you have to register at an early polling place. So you need to bring with you some form of identification, whether it be a photo ID or some utility bill or a paycheck that's got your address on it, something from Duke Power, something from a government agency, some kind of information that we can use to register you at the early voting site. You can still do that. It's just simply too late to register any other way at this point.
You mentioned identification, having some type of ID to complete the registration process. Otherwise, if you know you're registered and you're just going to vote either early or on November 3rd, do you have to have ID with you?
They do not, and there's been some confusion about this because the laws have changed back and forth. But for this election, you do not have to have identification to vote at early voting or on election day. You just come. If you're already registered, you just come, give us your name, give us your address, you will be allowed to vote, and your vote will count.
How about absentee balloting, mail-in balloting? Can you still do that, and until when can you do that?
There is time for that. There is a particular form that you need to fill out and send in. It's available on our website. And if you can't find that form, call the Catawba County Board of Elections. We'll walk you through the process of requesting a ballot. That ballot is then sent to you in the mail, and you will vote that ballot. It needs to be witnessed by someone who's not a candidate for office, but otherwise there's no other requirement for that person. And that witness signs the form or the envelope that you put the ballot in, and then you send it back to us. You can either send it back to us in the mail, you can bring it to the Catawba County Board of Elections office in Newton, or you can drop it off at one of the 5 early voting sites in the county. And if it's not you, it needs to be somebody, an immediate family member of yours can drop it off for you. And I'm talking about husband, wife, daughter, son, that sort of thing.
What are the early voting locations in Catawba County? I know there are multiple options for citizens to vote between now and Halloween.
Absolutely, and a lot of people choose early voting, and we encourage that. It is a great way to get your voting done early. So there are 5 sites. The Hickory site is at the Highland Rec Center. There is a site in Mountain View at the library that's called the Southwest Library on 127 in Mountain View. Conover Station, there's a voting location in the basement of Conover Station. In Newton, it is at the Newton Library that's right downtown. And then in Sherrills Ford is at the Sherrills Ford Terrell Library. On weekdays for early voting, it's 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. On Saturdays, it's 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., and on Sundays, it's 1 to 5 p.m.
You've mentioned the website, which is the Board of Elections website through Catawba County. What is a phone number that people can call if they'd like to contact the Board of Elections? 464-2424 is the Catawba County Board of Elections number. You can call and ask us whatever information, and we've got wonderful folks that work for us that will answer your question or direct you in the right direction. That's David Hood joining us to talk about the voting process with early voting getting underway. The early voting period ends on Halloween, and Election Day is November 3rd. I'm Rob Eastwood, WHKY TV News. Back to you, Ralph.